Lucas, failing to exploit my wealth, planned to drug me and film it for blackmail. Luckily, a kind online user overheard his scheme with his mistress at a diner. The user posted a missing person notice. Please share, looking for Wendy online. I saw it and quietly poured the drug into the teapot I used to make tea for them. My inbox exploded with messages warning me about my boyfriend. Trembling, I opened a message from a small-town girl's plea for help. Please share, looking for Wendy, a New York heiress. I didn't believe it at first, but the back view in the post. I instantly recognized Lucas. The outfit, from head to toe, was all bought by me. I couldn't deny it. I glared, eyes burning, at Lucas, who was on the phone arranging a meetup in the living room. I couldn't believe that 7 years of my youth had been wasted on a dog. We'd been together since college, planning our wedding for 7 whole years, after careful consideration. It wasn't that I couldn't live without a man, or that I was looking for a man to support. Lucas played the part too well, even fooling my parents. He acted like a man with ambition despite his poverty, never asking me for anything. He even worked part-time every month, just so the gifts he gave me would be worthy of me. From a simple latte costing $20 to a purse worth $2,000. He said, just because you're with me doesn't mean your standard of living should drop. He knew his background wasn't great, that his family couldn't offer much help. To win my parents' approval, Lucas worked his ass off. I'd never seen anyone work harder. He offered me his heart, giving me the best he could within his means. But now, his heart? Ha! I bit my lip hard and messaged small town girl. Hi, I'm Wendy. I saw your post. Thank you. Small town girl, you're welcome. Good thing you saw it. You didn't come to Smallville, did you? Me, I'm already here. I'm at his house right now, listening to him on the phone arranging a meetup. Can you help me? I'll send you the address. Can you pick me up? Small town girl, sure, I'll be right there. By the way, did you see the woman's hand in the photo? You probably know who it is, right? Me, I know, don't worry. I would never mistake the hand in that photo. The gold bracelet she was wearing was one I accidentally lost 6 months ago. Turns out it wasn't lost. Lucas stole it and gave it to his female buddy Ashley. I'd met Ashley 5 years ago. She had a red birthmark on her left hand, between her thumb and forefinger. I remember it clearly. She even shoved the birthmark in my face to provoke me. Lucky says this birthmark is a sign of beauty. You should keep an eye on him. How can you trust someone so glib? I ignored her, just giving Lucas a cold smile. She's your childhood sweetheart? Lucas quickly shook his head. Just a friend. I asked, a female friend? Lucas understood, chased her away, and apologized to me. I'm sorry, Wendy. We used to hang out together, we were too close so I didn't realize she was one of those green tea types. I know now. I'll stay away from her from now on. He kept his word. For 5 years, I never heard the name Ashley again, never saw her. He kept himself clean, only had me in his life. He acted so well, I didn't notice a single flaw until now. Last month, he brought his parents to my house to discuss the wedding. But no matter how they swore that they only cared about me, not my family's money, my dad insisted that Lucas sign a prenuptial agreement before he'd agree to the marriage. Whether premarital or postmarital property, each owns their own. There's no such thing as joint property. If you sign it, I'll be happy to let Wendy marry you. Lucas's expression cracked for a moment, but he still agreed with a smile. That must be the trigger for him wanting to drug me. He carefully designed a trap for me, acted for 7 years, endured for 7 years, and ultimately got nothing. So he went crazy, colluding with his female buddy to destroy me in the most vicious way, and to drive my parents crazy so he could get everything he coveted. How could I let him get what he wanted? Mud should stay in the deep, dark swamp where it belongs. Wendy, tonight I'm going to introduce you to my childhood friends. You have no idea how jealous they are that I have you as my girlfriend. Lucas hugged me affectionately, then pretended to be troubled. Oh, do you remember Ashley? I hid my cold smile. Yes, what about her? Is she coming too? Lucas scratched his head awkwardly. You know, I haven't been in touch with her. But we invited everyone else, and if we don't invite her, people might gossip. He pulled me into his arms and coaxed me. Don't be angry, I won't talk to her. Let's just pretend she's a decoration, okay? I felt disgusted. I pushed him away expressionlessly, staring at him for 2 whole minutes before catching a hint of guilt on his face. It's so hard, having to act with someone who's so good at acting. I pretended to be unhappy. Sure, I can't embarrass you, can I? While he was on the phone calling people, I quietly searched all his pockets and luggage. Finally, I found a 30 milliliters bottle of GHB in a shoe cover in his suitcase. 30 milliliters, enough for 10 people. I poured the GHB into a travel-sized bottle of toner, filled it with tap water, and put it back where it was. Lucas was talking to his parents in the yard, very quietly. I saw his mother covering her mouth, smiling wickedly, telling him to rest assured that no matter what happened upstairs tonight, they would be sound asleep and wouldn't hear anything. That's perfect, I'm relieved too. I took the tea leaves out of my suitcase and used the yellowed teapot to prepare a pot of excellent tea for them. Before long, 9 people arrived, only Ashley was a woman. They were all rude, not even saying hello, just grabbing the cherries on the table and started eating. This was the first time I'd dealt with these country bumpkins. I raised an eyebrow and asked. Ed the well-dressed Lucas, these are your childhood friends? Ashley felt insulted, looking down at me. Lucky and I grew up together naked. It's normal for you, a New York heiress, to look down on us country folks. Ryan, with a cigarette in his mouth, glanced at me. City people are always pretending. Just don't come crying to us later. Several people looked me up and down with undisguised excitement, as if I was already standing naked in front of them, their eyes were so blatant and disgusting. I watched as the plate of cherries was emptied, and finally saw Lucas for who he really was. A piece of trash that was barely propped up on the wall would eventually melt back into the stinking mud, because he was rotten to the core. I glared at Lucas. What do your friends mean? I even wanted to treat them well. I brewed Darjeeling tea that costs $2,000 a pound without hesitation. Who's looking down on who? Since they all look down on me, I'll just leave. Don't want to offend your eyes. I rushed into the bedroom, grabbed my purse, and was about to leave when Lucas hurriedly stopped me. Wendy, don't listen to them. Country folks are used to speaking rudely, they're not targeting you. He winked at Ashley. Hurry up and pour tea for your sister-in-law and apologize. If you piss her off, no one will get away with it. Ashley pouted and poured a cup of tea for everyone. She reluctantly apologized. I'm sorry, sister-in-law, we're used to being straightforward. I'll drink this cup first. After all 9 of them had drunk it, I put the tea in Lucas's hand. I don't drink tea, you drink it. I picked up the empty teapot, pointed to the cognac on the table, and said, you guys drink first, I'll wash the teapot. Lucas asked me with a smile, aren't you angry anymore? I punched him in the chest, and conveniently took the cups from their hands. Okay, I'll wash the teapot and then get you some snacks to go with the drinks. Ashley hurriedly stopped me. Sister-in-law hasn't had a drink yet. If you don't drink tea, drinking water is fine, right? Did she think I couldn't see the drug bottle under her feet? I smiled and took it, drank it, and went downstairs when they all breathed a sigh of relief. Ashley laughed wildly. Let's all have a taste, Lucky won't mind. I went into the kitchen expressionlessly, put down the teapot, and immediately climbed over the wall and ran away. The drug would take effect in 10 minutes. The GoPro I placed in the corner would automatically send the battle footage from the room to my phone. I couldn't wait to see them suffer the consequences. I added small town girl as a contact, and she was already waiting at the entrance to the village. For safety, we'd been on the phone the whole time, but she didn't breathe a sigh of relief until I got in the car. Small town girl's name was Susan. She looked gentle, but she wasn't. Let me tell you, if I wasn't afraid of exposing you and hurting you, I would have rushed up there and beat those 2 scumbags a long time ago. Those 2 idiots, did their brains shrink and fall into the latrine, soaking their heads until they were bloated, to come up with such a dirty trick? I hate those gold diggers who want to climb the social ladder and have it both ways the most. No matter how much they pretend to be human, they can't change their animal nature. A toad who doesn't look in the mirror, greedy and insatiable, I hope his rectum is clear too, and he can't hold his shit when he's old and deserves to get slapped in the face. The words were rough, but true, but it was too rough. I couldn't help but laugh, and Susan realized it and stopped talking. Sorry, I couldn't help it for a moment. It's okay, it's satisfying to hear you curse. I smiled awkwardly and turned to ask me, what are you going to do next? I felt a little uncomfortable, leaned back in my seat and breathed slightly. First, find a hotel to rest for the night, and tomorrow, get some people to go to his Ooze and make a big deal out of it, let them be socially dead first. Susan slammed her hand on the steering wheel. Okay, I'll get some friends to go with you tomorrow. She took me to the hotel and left, saying she'd pick me up in the morning. I took a shower, lay in bed, and watched something a little risque. In the living room, 6 bottles of 53-degree cognac had been drunk, and the bottles were scattered all over the floor. Lucas wasn't there, he must have gone looking for me. Once the drug took effect, and the alcohol kicked in, who would remember that the protagonist today was named Wendy? Before long, Lucas pushed open the door, panting. His voice was hoarse. That bitch ran away. Don't bother, hurry up and catch her with me. She's not familiar with the area, she can't have gone far. But who could hear him now? He slowly turned his head, and Ryan smiled at him. Lucky, you're really pretty. Finally, it came. I covered my eyes, unable to bear to look, but my mouth was grinning. Evil will be punished by evil, sinking and floating without end. TSK, Lucas is really miserable. The next morning, Susan and I went to Lucas's house with the neighborhood committee. His mother looked at me like she'd seen a ghost. Why are you here? Didn't Lucky ask Ryan to film you? His father didn't have time to cover her mouth and kicked her in the leg. You idiot, don't say anything if you don't know how to talk. Susan pointed at the 2 elders. So you knew about it too. Great, like father, like son. No wonder you raised a bad seed like Lucas. The commotion of us entering the village was quite big, and people were coming one after another to see the show. When Lucas's father saw that I was there, he knew that it hadn't worked, and he gained confidence. He snorted. What did my son do that you people came to my house to bully us? Wendy, you're about to marry into my family, are you trying to give us old folks a hard time by making a fuss now? I sneered. Forget it, the old one is stupid and the young one is bad. I don't have the good fortune to marry into your family. The neighborhood committee knew that Lucas was going to harm me, and Susan had heard it and saved me in time. They were here to confirm this matter and give me justice. But I didn't bring them here to give me justice. If I delayed too long and woke up the people upstairs, there wouldn't be a good show to watch. I took the lead and rushed to the 2nd floor. We'll know who's right and who's wrong when we confront Lucas. A group of people pushed open the door, and everyone was petrified after seeing the tragic scene in the room. It was really a tragic scene. It was lively now. Some people were calling the police, some were taking pictures, everyone was from the same village, who didn't know who. An aunt was on the phone. Aunt Wang, do you know what I saw? Haha, I took the phone in the chaos and silently stood in the corner, making way for others. Lucas's parents really listened to their son. They didn't go upstairs when he told them not to. When they rushed in to take a look, their faces turned pale. They quickly grabbed a blanket to cover him and woke people up. Lucas's voice trembled in pain, and he roared, "Who let you come to my house? Get out." No one listened. It's human nature for Chinese people to watch the show. Everyone pointed and pointed, saying that his skin was as white as a girl's, and he must have picked up some bad habits in the big city and came back to corrupt the people in the village. He couldn't pretend to be elegant anymore, and he cursed. What the fuck are you talking about? Get out! Did you hear me? Get out! If he hadn't cursed, it would have been fine, but as soon as he cursed, an aunt immediately held her phone to his face. Everyone, look, this is the only one in our village who got into a key university, he's promising. He looks down on us villagers after finding a good job in New York City. He raises his chin to the sky when he comes back for the holidays. His parents brag about him finding a New York City girlfriend every day, and he's about to become rich, but I didn't expect Lucas didn't have time to grab the phone, and the aunt made a smooth turn and clicked upload. I could tell she had a grudge. Ashley wasn't so lucky. She was slapped awake by her mother. I told you not to hang out with these people, you wouldn't listen. They'll hurt you, why don't you believe me? Tell me what you're going to do now. Who else will dare to marry you? It's her own fault, even in this situation, she could still see me in the crowd at a glance. Her eyes were venomous, staring straight at me. Why are you okay? I clearly drugged you, why are you okay? Oh my, how stupid. Lucas roared at her. Shut up. He was still dreaming of being a gold digger, wrapped in a blanket and walking towards me in the shit. I saw his face as white as paper, and he was sweating from the pain after taking 2 steps. Lucas suddenly stopped and raised a smile that he thought was good-looking, but it was actually ugly like a ghost. He smiled gently. Where did you go last night? Why didn't you come back all night? The actor was about to start acting with me again. I pinched my thigh and started crying. Lucas, you deceived me so badly. No wonder you're surrounded by male friends in the city, so you're into that. You said you wanted to marry me, and you even tricked me into coming to your house. So you wanted me to be a beard to cover for you, you'll be struck by lightning and die a horrible death. Lucas's face turned even whiter. No, Wendy, listen to me, I'm not. Of course I knew, but did it matter? Someone has a wife and children, or at least a girlfriend. You've ruined me enough, and you're even dragging your own brothers into it. What are you up to? Now it was good, I'd found the instigator. Lucas was being beaten by the victim's family, and his parents were also beaten when they tried to stop them. Susan lowered her voice and asked me, I never thought it would be like this, are you happy? I wiped away non-existent tears, my heart was as cold as ice. Happy. But it wasn't enough. I didn't sympathize with these people at all. If Susan hadn't overheard it and kindly posted a missing person notice, I would be the one being condemned. Oh, Lucas wouldn't let me be condemned. He had big ambitions, he would quietly use the video to ask me for things endlessly, sucking my blood until my family was eaten clean. Thinking about it now, he had been plotting for a long time since we met. I got into a local university, and I lived on campus because I didn't want to go back and forth every day, but every Friday my dad would have Uncle Leo pick me up. The origin of the matter was that I was the subject of a false rumor. I've always been low-key and haven't revealed my family's situation to anyone. Until one day, someone anonymously posted a photo of me being picked up by a luxury car on the school's confession wall, specifically naming Wendy from the finance department. I was accused for no reason, but I didn't know who to explain it to. I didn't really care what other people thought of me, but when my roommate asked me, I took the opportunity to take them to my house, and my dad personally drove them back. Lucas must have heard my roommate call my dad uncle at that time. Because the next day, he handed me a note in the library. Don't care what others say, someone will always know you in the rumors, and then believe that you are not what the rumors say. He smiled at me gently and cheered me on in a low voice. Then, bearing the scolding for being implicated with me, he began to show concern for me. The scolding on the confession wall built a tall building. Who is this guy again? Why does he even eat shit? Has he never seen a woman? You don't understand, that woman is kept, and even a little bit of what she leaks to him is better than anyone else. Everyone, learn from him, with this paw. Teens, you will succeed in doing anything. Forget it, not everyone can be a green turtle. However, these scoldings didn't affect Lucas at all. He brought me latte, his eyes full of pity. I can't imagine how heartbroken your parents would be if they knew you were being slandered at school. It's okay, you're not alone, you still have me by your side. But you're so strong, your parents who raised you so well must be even better, right? I was also blinded by pig lard and actually believed him. And I couldn't bear to see him suffer these criticisms because of me, so I asked my roommate to post photos of visiting my house in her WeChat moments. A spacious villa, luxury cars in the garage. Caption: those who spread rumors should die, and those who hear the wind and rain don't deserve to live. I also found the counselor and asked her to help me clarify. Those who pointed at me began to envy me and compliment me, and those who ridiculed Lucas also began to praise him for having vision and recognizing a talent. We were together and became a good story. When he was interning, he asked for my advice and also unintentionally mentioned my dad, saying that he would learn more by following such an excellent person. But I smiled at the time and didn't take it seriously, and Lucas didn't mention it again. He always said one thing: I will definitely work hard to get your dad's approval. He wanted to get approval to enter my family's company and work his way up to the management until he completely took over. But my dad was clear that if I was incompetent, he would hire professional managers with high salaries. In short, Lucas couldn't enter my family's company. He put his hope on marrying me and taking it slowly, and my dad's prenuptial agreement shattered all his hopes. Whether it was a will or personal accident insurance, nothing had anything to do with Lucas. I believed in Lucas's character. He said that true love can't be measured by money. He didn't want Why money? He just wanted to be with me. To reassure my dad, I supported all his decisions, cutting off all possibilities for Lucas to exploit my wealth. Listening to my dad was the best thing I did. Otherwise, Lucas wouldn't have been forced to expose his true nature in advance and give me a fatal blow. Susan was so right. These gold diggers are so scary, they've lost their humanity in order to exploit wealth. I shuddered, looking at Lucas, who was beaten black and blue, and a sense of pleasure rose in my heart. He brought it on himself. He deserved it. Wendy, this was all your plan, wasn't it? Ashley put on her clothes and jumped in front of me, pointing at my eyes, her eyes red with anger. If you didn't plan it, why did you run away last night? You've hurt us so badly, and now you're putting all the blame on Lucky. How could you be so cruel? What did Lucky do to hurt you? We have no grudge against you. Why did you hurt us? I heard that those who frame you know better than anyone that you are innocent. But I wasn't innocent, so I was so guilty that I slapped her with all my strength. It was good. Her mother's slap was symmetrical. I pretended to regret it and said in pain, Lucas said you were his friend. I was so stupid. I actually believed that a girl was doing a female friend in a pile of men. What are you? Do I need to tell everyone? And you still have the nerve to slander me? The police are coming soon. Am I afraid of your slander? She pounced on me to hit me, but Susan stopped her. What the fuck are you talking about? You still dare to call the police? Lucky and I are all victims. Will the police arrest you or me when they come? You're legally blind. Who do you think the police will arrest for group sex? And I smiled. You have the nerve to steal my things? I stepped forward and grabbed her wrist, revealing the gold bracelet hidden by her coat. Didn't you ask me why I ran away last night? I'll tell you now. This gold bracelet on your hand is mine. The invoice and certificate are all there. I was wondering how my gold bracelet grew legs and ran away. It turns out it was stolen by Lucas and given to you. I was wondering why Lucas wouldn't let me call the police to find the thief. It turns out he was the thief, and you're his mistress. Aren't you afraid of being hit by a car when you go out doing these sneaky things behind my back? One piece of gossip after another, I let everyone see enough. I grabbed her hand tightly and cried to everyone, everyone, take a good look. I'm a foreigner. I came here to visit my future parents-in-law with all my heart. How did I know that I would find out about the affair between Lucas and Ashley? How could I not run away? This woman is shameless. She wore the stolen gold bracelet and danced in front of me. When these people came last night, they all said they looked down on me, and they told me not to cry later. I was stupid enough to realize that something was wrong. If I didn't run away, how many lives would I have dared to stay here? Ashley let out a sharp scream. Bitch! You know everything! You did it on purpose! I didn't speak. I just pretended to cry, and the great Confucian scholars would argue for me. What are they going to do? Do they want to pull this girl in with them? God damn it, it's a good thing this girl ran away, or she would have been ruined. I'm ashamed to be in the same village as these people. Can you kick them out of the village? Don't let them lose the face of our village. Lucas finally broke free. He stared at me with a pig's head. The tea you brewed. No wonder a bunch of country bumpkins. Only he went out. Smart, but not smart enough. I looked at him coldly. Explain this to the police. The police came and took us all to the station for group sex. Ashley and the others insisted that they were framed by me. It was Wendy. We got together after drinking the tea she brewed. She must have drugged the tea. So I was also invited into the interrogation room. Officer Wong asked me, Ashley and others accuse you of drugging them. Do you plead guilty? I shook my head. I don't plead guilty. My conscience is clear. Ashley is slandering me without evidence. Can I sue her for defamation? Officer Wong, you can, but we'll have to wait for the test results to come out to see what the facts are. They had already drawn blood, and the teapot in the kitchen had also been sent for testing. I nodded calmly. He asked me again, you said you realized something was wrong last night and escaped in the name of making snacks. Was it really just because of that gold bracelet and what Ryan said? I hesitated for a moment. Lucas's videos and pictures were already all over the internet, trending on search engines. Although Susan's missing person post only had a few thousand views, it was inevitable that some sisters would think of it together and post satisfying words in the comments section. Rather than letting the police find out, I would take the initiative. My eyes suddenly turned red, and I said in a trembling voice, I want to sue Lucas for drugging us. I have evidence. Officer Wang straightened up immediately. Tell me. Before they came last night, I was bored and opened Little H book and saw that many people were sending me private messages, saying that my boyfriend was going to drug me and film a multi-person video. I didn't believe it, but I clicked on the original post and saw a secretly taken back view, which was Lucas. He and Ashley were discussing in a small diner that after I came, they would use the excuse of getting together with brothers, drug me and film a video. I sent a private message to the poster and confirmed that it was in Smallville, and the name I heard was Wendy. I was very scared, and after knowing that the poster was a local, I asked her to come and save me, and she agreed. It took her 20 minutes to drive over, and by the time she arrived, Ashley and the others had ALR. Edie arrived. I had no choice but to deal with them, and then escaped in the name of making snacks. Before I went downstairs, Ashley pulled me and insisted that I drink water. I knew there was something wrong with the water, but I had to drink it in order to get away. I threw up some after I came out, but I still felt a little uncomfortable after getting into Susan's car. I managed to get to the hotel and took a cold shower for half an hour before I felt better. Oh, before I went downstairs, I saw Ashley pouring something into their drinks, saying that she wanted everyone to have a taste. I said every word sincerely, weak and helpless. Officer Wong asked, why didn't you call the police last night? I couldn't look him in the eye, stammering. Lucas told me he had relatives in the police station. I was scared. That was true, except he was just a junior officer. Officer Wong nodded. I understand your concern, but in the future, the safest thing to do is call the police first. He had someone take me for blood tests and then interrogated Susan. After the test results came back, the teapot only contained tea, but they and I had date rape drugs in our blood, mine just more diluted. I only added 2 milliliters to the water, of course it was diluted. Lucas was the main culprit, interrogated separately. He didn't accuse me of drugging them, because he bought the drugs. But his stupid brothers, dumb as rocks, heard him say it was the tea I made and wouldn't let it go. Until my statement was placed in front of him, he finally realized he was completely screwed, and he accused me of knowing the truth and stealing the drugs in advance to set them up. But so what? Tea is just tea, and the evidence was already in their stomachs. As long as they didn't remember those cherries, they could never convict me. Ashley stubbornly denied drugging the wine, but Ryan confessed, saying he definitely heard Ashley say to try something new. A bunch of hoodlums realized they were in deep trouble and were now passing the buck. Lucas egged us on. He said his father-in-law was rich, he wanted us to cooperate with him to film a video to blackmail his father-in-law, and he would pay us after it was done. Ashley and Lucas were together since school, and later Ashley even visited Lucas when he went to college. When she came back, she kept cursing Wendy, saying that Lucky found a girlfriend who was too good for him, and she wanted to screw her over. This was all their plan. Lucas even gave Ashley a gold bracelet and a lot of expensive clothes and purses. I only now know the bracelet was stolen, and the clothes were someone else's hand-me-downs. That bitch Ashley said Wendy looked down on us country folk, making Lucky have to be careful when he called her, afraid of being discovered. She was the one who put the drugs in, I saw it with my own eyes. It's not my fault, officer. I just came to join the fun, I really didn't plan to participate in filming any videos. I have a wife and kids, how could I do something so illegal and criminal? Ashley drugged us? I didn't see it, but she did pour the wine. If the tea didn't have drugs, then Ashley put it in. The drugs were all in her hands, and she even said we should try something new. Yeah, I heard it too, she said we should all try something new. Anything to shift the blame, it doesn't matter much. Susan's testimony matched mine, she was just an honest, warm-hearted, grassroots worker, doing a great service. Under public pressure, the case was closed as attempted rape. The mastermind, Lucas, and Ashley were sentenced to 10 years, and the other 8 were sentenced to only 3.5 years. As soon as the case report came out, it blew up on social media. Who knew it would involve such a big case, and that I, as the victim, would escape unscathed? It was a miracle. The words gold digger, lovesick, and supporting the poor were once again hotly debated. I posted on Lee. Red book thanking the sisters who helped me. Momo, aw, sister, you're awesome. When I saw the news, I knew it was you right away. God knows how I spent every second that you didn't reply to my private message. Grad school bound, listen, we're not going to be lovesick anymore, okay? Upwardly mobile youth, glad I could help. I hope you'll be more careful when you find a boyfriend in the future, and don't get scammed again. Respect others' fates, read, saved, can call her sister. My kids been beautiful since they were little, men are the worst. Sister, you can look at me, I'm super pretty. I smiled, taking the banner to the community center where Susan worked. You don't want anything I give you, so here, I did what you said and made you a banner, thanking you for saving my life. Susan grinned, loving it. The banner is enough. If you really feel guilty, just treat me to one last fancy meal as a farewell dinner, and then go back and be your New England heiress, and don't come back here. What do you mean I can't even come back? What else? Those bastards are locked up, but their families are still out there. What if you run into someone crazy and don't survive? Speaking of which, they actually came. Lucas's parents knelt at the entrance of the community center, asking me to let Lucas go. Susan was about to call the police, but I stopped her. Before, these 2 old foxes argued that they didn't know what kind of video was being filmed, and that their son told them not to go upstairs, so they went to bed early. There was really no evidence to convict them. Lucas caused those people to go to jail, so their families would naturally be angry at these 2. They'll be bullied all the time in the future. I looked at the bruises on their faces and smiled. Uncle and Auntie, did someone beat you? Do you need me to call the police for you? His mother quickly waved her hand. No, Wendy, please, for the sake of the years Lucky and why. Oh, you were together, save him. Lucky can't handle hardship since he was little, prison will kill him. I opened my mouth in surprise. Auntie, you've got the wrong person. What ability do I have to save your son? If you don't have the ability, your father does. He's such a big boss, a few words from him, and some money to smooth things over, and saving my Lucky isn't that simple? People are speechless when they really can't say anything. I sneered. Auntie, you're wrong. My father doesn't have such far-reaching abilities, otherwise your son wouldn't just be serving 10 years. His father heard me say this, gritted his teeth and slapped himself in the face. It's the father's fault for not teaching his son well. It's my fault, I didn't teach my son well. I, the father, kneel down to apologize to you. As long as you save Lucky, you can do whatever you want. I finally knew where Lucas got his Oscar-worthy acting skills from. Before, at the police station, his father couldn't wait to swallow me alive, but now he was so humble and begging me. He changed faces so fast, I didn't dare to get involved. I waved my hand, shooing them away like flies. You two, don't block my sight. I can't save Lucas, but if you two make me unhappy, I might remember what Lucas stole from my house. Then it won't just be 10 years, maybe he won't get out even after you two die. People shouldn't be aggressive when they are weak, but it's okay when you have bodyguards. His father pulled out a knife from his pocket and stabbed it at my heart, aiming to kill. Even his mother took a knife and rushed at me, but they were both kicked away by the bodyguards in plain clothes. Attempted murder, I signaled Susan to call the police. Then I leisurely walked over to the two elders who were being trampled on by the bodyguards and smiled softly. Thank you, I was still worried about what to do with you, but fortunately you brought it on yourselves. A family should be together, go and keep your son company. I thought about it, killing people's hearts. I had to go tell Lucas this good news before I left. In the visiting room, Lucas was bald and looked a lot more haggard. He wasn't acting anymore, glaring at me fiercely. What are you doing here? I was a little sad. Why are you being so mean to me? Of course I'm here to tell you good news. If you're like this, I won't say it. His eyes flashed for a moment, then suddenly lit up with excitement. I'm sorry, Wendy, I was impulsive just now. What good news do you want to tell me? Did you get your father to take action? Am I going to be out soon? Idiots are really passed down. He was sent in by my own hand, how could I let him out? I pretended to be troubled. I can't make the decision on this matter. You know my dad's temper, it will take him some time to calm down. The smile on Lucas's face froze, but he didn't dare to give up this only hope, so he smiled awkwardly. Please, Wendy, I was wrong before. Please ask your uncle properly, and let him take me out sooner. I swear, I will be good to you, let's live a good life, okay? I smiled gently. Let's not talk about this yet, aren't you curious about what good news I brought you? He smiled reluctantly, trying his best to cooperate with me. Of course I'm curious, what good news? I leaned closer to the glass, and gave a nasty smile. I sent your parents in to keep you company, are you happy? Lucas was stunned, then suddenly roared. You're fucking playing me. How is that playing you? I smiled happily. Your parents dared to attack me in the street, attempted murder, sentenced to 5 years, isn't that something to be happy about? Lucas gritted his teeth. I was with you for 7 years, I would get you the moon if you wanted it. Don't you have a heart? Not only did you hurt me, but you didn't even let my parents go. The wicked accuse first? I turned cold. You're wrong. It's precisely because I didn't get you the moon that you wanted that you exposed your true nature and harmed others and yourself. You wasted 7 years of my time, are you wronged by serving 10 years? Yes. That's right. I wanted the moon, why didn't you give it to me? I was so good to you, but you and your father were always wary of me. You never treated me as family, so what if I planned for myself? It doesn't matter, you got a 10-year sentence as the answer. I heard that villains have their own logic, and it's impossible to explain. My eyes flashed, and I smiled. There were some things I originally planned to tell you after going to your house, but I didn't have time. My dad told me that your agreement to sign that agreement had passed his test. The agreement was fake, and he also prepared millions in dowry money and a multi-million-dollar mansion for me. He also promised to let you join the company as management after we got married. My dad said he recognized your ability and wanted to keep you by his side and train you personally. If I didn't want to manage the company in the future, he would let you do it. He had long wanted to retire and travel the world with my mom. Tell me, you didn't cherish such a great future, why couldn't you just endure it for a moment after pretending for 7 years? I watched as Lucas's eyes went from disbelief to remorse. He covered his face and cried. Why didn't you tell me earlier? What's the use of saying this now? It's all too late. Hatred is a stimulant that will support a person to live wildly. Remorse is a slow poison that will erode the soul day after day. The wealth and glory that was readily available was exchanged for 10 years in prison because of a momentary lapse in judgment. Life was already ruined. For the rest of his life, that remorse would silently entangle him until he suffocated. My lie was not a kindness, I just wanted him to die. If he couldn't die, it would imprison his soul and torment him every day. He wailed, and I left without any regrets. My mom called me. My daughter is Oz. Mom was so angry when she saw the posts. I thought you would cry when I sent them to you. My dad was also next to her. Joke, the successor I carefully cultivated wouldn't be so fragile. Look, how beautifully she counterattacked. You as a father, aren't you worried that Wendy won't be able to handle it and will be bullied? How is that possible? The bodyguards have been following her all along. Since I graduated, I've had 2 tails behind me, secretly protecting me. My dad is an old fox, and I'm not bad either. I smiled. Let's go home.